lies before you. The institution of marriage has become grossly perverted these days. People get to married and divorce the third day. Lack of proper consideration, want of blessings, and consent of elders are the causes for such sad state of affairs. Your freedom does not permit you to behave as you please. Wherefrom should your desires arise? It should arise from your atma, your conscience. Bad vision, bad thoughts give rise to many bad actions. And we are so programmed today by everything we see, aren't we? Of dating and going around and entertaining each other and going to discos and drinking and lifestyle. The lifestyle is so different. So anyway, let's go through the quote again as a group. First, you must understand each other. After that, adjustment will be easy.
First, understand. Second, adjustment. 90% of people will try adjustment first. This is the wrong way around. First, understand.
Okay, now Swami gave me these 4 different stages of marriage. Marriage is a dream. Realize it. Marriage is a game. Play it. Marriage is a challenge. Meet it. Marriage is love and joy. Marriage is a dream. Realize it. When we're in the honeymoon stage, when we're in the honeymoon stage, we have expectations, we have desires, wishes. We're looking for a Prince Charming, or we're looking for a beautiful princess. And like all this list of expectations we have up here, the more expectations we have, the more trouble we have. Disneyland promised us we would get married and live happily ever after. Not Sai Baba. Big difference. Do you know what the purpose of marriage is? Does anybody know? Swami says, selflessness is godliness. The reason I bring 2 souls together in marriage is to kill the ego. Doesn't sound like Disneyland to me. So anyway, what happens with these expectations? Well, we get these expectations, and then when we get married, we find out that our partner doesn't live up to our expectations. So today, there is this philosophy, well, if you don't fulfill what I want, I'll find somebody that will. And so they walk off and they leave. The commitment's not there. And the programming instills this, because in Hollywood and Bollywood, all you hear is one person switching partners with another person. That's where it all started from. And that's what came on the movies. So the expectations are what create problems. Let me just give you an example. These things happen and you don't even know it. I grew up in a household with a father who didn't do anything in the household. My mother took care of him. She waited on him. My dad couldn't even boil water or pour his own cup of coffee. So the whole time I grew up, I kept thinking, when I get married, my husband's going to help me in the kitchen. Then he's got his back to you, no microphone. We got him in a good place. Now, he grows up, and he's got a mother who plays with the kids and has a good time and is sick a lot of the time. And his father comes home from work and cooks and does the meals. His mother was a terrible cook anyway, but she didn't like to, and she didn't care to improve, right? So, guess what he grew up with? When I get married, my wife is going to do everything in the kitchen. Okay? You see how our expectations clashed? Huh? I expected him to help me in the kitchen. He expected that he didn't have to do anything in the kitchen. Man, it wasn't the first week of our married life that we didn't run into trouble. And I would sit and explain, honey, would you pick? Oh, yeah. honeymoon stage. You want to tell them? Oh, you better tell them the thorns. Oh, yeah. I knew we couldn't live long without a microphone.
You know, Swami just says a few sentences and says everything. You just got married. You're walking in the garden. Darling, darling, watch out for the thorn there. Now you're on your anniversary. You're walking in the garden. Be careful, there's a thorn there. 5 years go by. You're walking in the garden. Be careful. You step on that thorn, I'll have to rush you to the hospital, waste all my time, all my money. Be careful. What are you doing? Swami says, where was the love your first walk through the garden? Isn't that really? It says it all. You know, all these things, this friction, because you will marry an opposite. Why? Plus and minus. Opposites attract. You go nuts if you're both alike. There wouldn't be any ego rubbing. How can you be self-realized if you don't rub your egos? Because there's no growth. Marriage is growth. Marriage is turning us into God, our divinity. And we only do this by rubbing, polishing. Swami says, how can you get a promotion from grade 1 to grade 2 or grade 8 to grade 9 if you don't have any test? I give you the test to give you promotion, so you get married. Therefore, you marry opposites to have growth. So if we accept that fact, we're going to marry an opposite, and we're going to rub our egos. But then all the other things that Swami says about selflessness, sacrifice, working together, ups and downs, growth, all these things happen. And Swami knows they happen. And he knows they're difficult. But the thing that's so wonderful is he's there with us doing the growth. Do you know? And that's why everyone here is so blessed to know Swami. It is a blessing to know him, to know that you're holding on. We didn't have an easy time, you know? Now, you want to do how many, you want to know when they say I do?
No, I think you're jumping ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
I'm still on expectations.
What do you mean? Expectations? You're not supposed to have any expectations. That's what gets us in trouble. What's the matter with you, girl? Haven't you learned anything? You're not supposed to, you know, that's the truth. If you have expectations, then you expect him or her to do something to create and agree with that expectation, and we're already in trouble because look what you said. You got 2 pages of them.
That's why Swami wants us to be desireless, you see.
Yeah, that's what gets us in trouble. She expected me to help her in the kitchen. I expected her to do everything in the kitchen. And we didn't even know we had that expectation. It was subtle. And man, we had some problems.
I'll get there in a minute.
Okay, I better shut up.
No, you didn't shut up. Just hang on for a minute.
Okay.
Till I get
Ready?
there. Yeah, no, the purpose of a relationship, all right,